Take a look at this. Empty gates, quiet skies. For months our flight simulator worlds have felt like ghost towns. We all used to rely on FSLTL, the community's absolute favorite free live traffic mod, to make the skies feel real. But when FlightRadar24 changed its terms and cut off the free live data feed that powered the mod, the virtual skies went dark overnight. Default live traffic just wasn't cutting it, leaving a massive gap in our simulation. We all wondered, is highly accurate real-time traffic dead for Microsoft Flight Simulator? The wait is officially over and the resolution is brilliant. Navigraph and FlightRadar24 have officially teamed up to bring legitimate, high-fidelity real-world traffic back to your simulator. And they are doing it directly through a brand new version of FSLTL. Now, instead of having to manage or pay for an entirely separate expensive traffic add-on, this official live data feed is being completely bundled into what most of us already use, the Navigraph Unlimited subscription. If you're an active subscriber, this game-changing real-world traffic is now yours at absolutely no extra cost if you already have that subscription. But you have to set this up correctly. If you don't tweak one specific setting inside the sim, you'll end up with duplicate, glitching planes, colliding right on your taxiways. Here's how to unlock it in under 60 seconds. Or maybe a little bit more. The first question, of course, is how can you get the software? Well, that's relatively easy. Nothing has changed, but I will show it very quickly. You simply need to download the FlyByWire installer. So if you already have it installed, you can simply start it. Let me show you. And then likely it will give a pop-up that it needs to, let's say, install an update. Here you can see it. So I need to update. So let's do that. This will take a few seconds, but of course not very long. But it depends on your internet speed. That's one thing which you should keep in mind. So once that's installed, you can see that it now fetches some data asynchronously. There are some other changes. But if you're looking here, you will now find the FSLTL traffic injector, which was already there for most of the users. But you can see it's now bumped up to version 2.0.0. This is the version you will need. And you can simply install it by pressing the install option. This will install the injector. It will give you the disk space it requires and then simply press install, and it goes really quickly. After that, you can either configure. So once you've installed the tool, there's one important thing. You can hit start, but for those who already have installed it for a longer time, you need to make additional configuration. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something which is newly added as part of this latest injector. But for that you need to switch the silent to no temporarily. Because what this will give you is something really nice, which also mentioned in the release notes, that there is now a web interface to manage these settings. So let's see if it works. I'm going to simply, start it. And then it will say, hey, you're running Flight Simulator 2024. This is the community folder, so everything fine. And then it says, okay, do you want to change the configuration? I say yes. And that will open this page. So on this page, you can set Navigraph. Because this is really important, because you need to change it, because else it simply doesn't capture the live traffic data. And then you can switch on the max active IFR flights, the max active VFR flights. Here you can see that there are, currently disabled to not inject any VFR traffic, and same thing is for IFR. Keep in mind that increasing these numbers could have a large effect on the performance of Flight Simulator, of course. Then for those who want to use the flight plan DB, you can also use that. In this case, what it says optional, and it's used to look up real flight plan routes to inject IFR traffic. Leave blank to use direct routing. This is something which we'll likely have a look at in the future, but you can do it. Use SIDs, use stars for arrival, separation control. Separation controls, this allows you to separate between AI traffic to reduce go around by affecting AI speeds. And then we've got the force approach altitude. There's also an option which you can activate or not. Removal time. Of course, we can set up the additional parked aircraft. These are static ones, as well as additional GA parked aircraft. You can modify that, and of course the other fields are there. So once you're happy, you can simply say, okay, hey, I want to go do save and start, and don't forget to enable the silent launch mode, and simply say, okay, hey, let's do it. Then I need to approve it once, and then I need to say allow, and now we're using that live traffic. If you don't do this step, it will simply work, but it won't inject any, I would say, additional traffic, right? Which simply doesn't make any sense. Now if I go back to the configuration file, you will see that there's a new file tokens, which is used for authentication. We're not gonna deep dive in that one. And there you see that it has now added an additional key. Live feed is Navigraph, and the rest of it, let's say, we didn't change anything, right? So now we've got the FSLTL injector back. We can go to the settings and of course make some adjustments. Because if we go to online, we don't need to have the real-time traffic anymore. You need to switch it off to avoid that it's overloading the system. Also, besides this, what you can do or should do is go to the graphical options and then go to the global rendering quality. And we need to make some adjustments here also, because you can still see that there are some air traffic quality. You need to set it to off, and then also think about the other ones. Air traffic quantity is the most important one, but also this one, right? The parked aircrafts and the airport services. Although the airport services are not really required to switch off, because those won't be injected by FSLTL, right? So if you're using GSX, for example, you can consider to switch this one off. But in my case, I'm going to leave it to on, and then let's see what happens. I'm going to click apply and save, and then go back. And then, of course, we're going to place the aircraft on an airport. We're not going to use a small one. We're going to use a big one, the A320, and then the Unibuild one. And then we're going to park it, of course, on one of my favorite airports. Here we go. Schiphol. And we're going to place it somewhere, right? Let me do it over here. And then click start flight. This of course could take some time, so I'm not gonna say wait for it. I'm gonna directly skip to where the aircraft is placed on the parking spot on the gate, and then we'll show you how the FSLTL traffic injector is working. It might be that we need to wait a bit, or maybe even need to reload it. Let's see what happens. Because I didn't show you yet, but here you can see what is being done, right? It simply injects this traffic. It says pre-flight at gate C13 parked. And you can see all these aircrafts are being added to the simulator. And with this, you can sometimes hit limitations. So you might want to adjust those limitations if you want. We can see VFR, we can see en route park by sim, en route to Harstad. This is the thing which you see and which we love to see. But let's see if we can spot some aircraft here at Schiphol. So we're here. We're flying. And here we can, for example, see the KLM Cargo 747. We can see Air China Cargo, multiple ones. China Southern Cargo. And if we fly over to the other side, we can also see the other aircrafts. For example, we can see Korean Air, we can see Qatar. I'm not going to look at the quality, because that's something we looked at already in the past. Here you can also see some other aircrafts. This partnership is a massive win for the flight sim community, breathing life back into FSLTL and our daily flights. If you're already a Navigraph subscriber, go grab your update right now. But what do you think about this integration? Let me know in the comment box below. Drop a like if this video helped you out, and subscribe to my channel for more flight simulator content. Thanks for watching, and until next time.